Matteo Rovatti said the move, which would see European Central Bank profits made from printing money poured straight into EU coffers, would be the thin end of the wedge, and the eventual outcome could be the creation of an authority with powers to levy taxes across the EU member states. He said, "It seems like nothing, but it is the dystopian nightmare that the pro-European citizens pass off as a great cultural achievement. These United States of Europe that every true patriot must consider a priority enemy. We are still at the level of a simple proposal, but we must never forget that this is the method that has always been explicitly used by EU bureaucrats, launching a proposal, seeing what effect it has, and then applying it in silence. Some time later, ECB boss Mario Draghi with EU chiefs Jean-Claude Juncker and Donald Tusk. It is the dystopian nightmare that the pro-European citizens pass off as a great cultural achievement." Matteo Rovatti. The ECB has stressed that any such change would require alterations to its state. A spokesman said, "Together with their own profits, the national central banks distribute it, according to national legislation, to their shareholders, which are the finance ministries. The respective ministries and governments decide what they do with that money. EU member states are already split on how to meet bold new targets for infrastructure projects and increase security with less money. Once Britain goes, Germany and France, the biggest EU economies, have said they could increase their contributions with certain conditions. Get Mario Draghi and Jean-Claude Juncker, but a group of other wealthier member states led by the Dutch are opposed to having to chip in more. The Netherlands, Denmark, Austria and Sweden, who are known was the Frugal Four, have refused to stump up any more cash to prop up the bloc. In the wake of the UK's departure, the smaller and richer members make up the group of 10 countries who contribute more in budget funds than they receive in EU subsidies. As Brussels chiefs count the cost of life without the UK, Jean-Claude Juncker ordered EU nations to fill the gaping £12 billion Brexit-sized hole by raising their contributions to 1% of GDP. Get a European Central Bank headquarters in Frankfurt, but the smaller nations are determined to keep their contributions the same and want the EU's next 7-year budget to remain the same. Last month, Austria's finance minister, Hartwig Löger, has said there is no room for negotiation when it comes to increasing budget contributions, while Petteri Orpo, Finland's finance minister, insisted the budget should be smaller after Brexit, and Magdalena Andersson, Sweden's finance minister, echoed his comments, saying, "It's not a hole. Britain is not there anymore, so we have to shrink the budget."